The skies above Geneva blazed with an aurora of impossible colors as the first Zarkian ships breached Earth's atmosphere. Dr. Isabella Romano stood at her laboratory window, watching the ethereal display with a mixture of scientific fascination and primal fear. The quantum readings from her instruments were off the charts, confirming what she had theorized for years: the aliens weren't just traveling through space, they were manipulating it. Dr. Romano, Captain James Walsh's voice crackled through her comm unit. The Security Council is convening. They need your analysis immediately. The urgency in his tone matched the rapid-fire alerts flooding her holographic displays. Isabella gathered her data tablets, her mind already racing through calculations. For 15 years, she had led the quantum mechanics division at CERN, exploring the fundamental forces that held reality together. Now, as humanity faced its first contact with an advanced alien civilization, her research had suddenly become Earth's most valuable asset. The United Earth Defense Council chamber hummed with tension as Isabella stepped up to the podium. Above the assembled leaders, a massive hologram showed the alien fleet, 12 crystalline vessels that seemed to phase in and out of normal space. The Zarkian ships, Isabella began, her voice steady despite her racing heart, are utilizing what I believe to be a form of quantum field manipulation. They're not just moving through space, they're weaving through the fabric of reality itself. She gestured to her data readings. But this technology has left them vulnerable in a way they might not realize. Admiral Viktor Petrov leaned forward, his weathered face illuminated by the holographic display. Vulnerable how, Doctor? Their quantum field signatures are predictable, Isabella explained, bringing up a complex series of wave patterns. They're using brute force to tear through spacetime, but they don't understand the subtle harmonics of quantum mechanics. We might not match their technological level, but we understand something they don't: the dance of particles at their most fundamental level. The chamber erupted in murmured discussions as Isabella revealed her proposal. Project Quantum Shield, a revolutionary defense system that could theoretically turn the aliens' own quantum manipulation against them. It was theoretical, dangerous, and possibly humanity's only hope. The Zarkians' message had been clear when they arrived: Earth would submit to their empire or face extinction. Their civilization had conquered 17 star systems, each victory achieved through overwhelming technological superiority. They had never encountered a species that could challenge their mastery of quantum physics, until now. Over the next 72 hours, as diplomatic channels remained ominously silent, Isabella and her team worked without rest. The quantum shield prototype took shape in CERN's deepest underground chamber, a massive array of specialized particles held in perfect quantum superposition. The field is stable, Dr. Raj Patel announced, his fingers dancing across holographic controls. Quantum coherence at 97% and holding. Isabella allowed herself a moment of hope. They had achieved in 3 days what she had thought would take years. The first test came sooner than anyone expected. A Zarkian scout ship, sleek and dangerous, probed Geneva's airspace. Isabella watched from the control room as their quantum shield activated. The alien vessel's quantum field collided with their defensive matrix, and shattered. The result was spectacular. The Zarkian ship didn't explode, it simply failed to maintain its quantum coherence. For a brief moment, it existed in multiple states simultaneously before reality reasserted itself. The vessel emerged intact but powerless, its quantum drive neutralized by humanity's deeper understanding of the universe's fundamental laws. It worked, Admiral Petrov breathed, watching the disabled ship drift to Earth under conventional thrusters. My God, it actually worked. But Isabella wasn't celebrating. Her quantum sensors were detecting massive disturbances in orbit. The Zarkian fleet was mobilizing, and their energy signatures suggested they weren't pleased with humanity's display of defiance. This was just the beginning, she said, already calculating the power requirements for a planetary-scale quantum shield. They'll adapt, try different frequencies, alternate quantum states. We need to think bigger. The Admiral nodded grimly. How long do you need? Isabella looked at her team, saw the determination in their eyes. Give me 2 weeks. We're not just going to defend Earth, we're going to show them that humanity's understanding of quantum physics goes far beyond their brute force approach. As she returned to her calculations, Isabella felt a fierce pride in human ingenuity. The Zarkians had conquered through technological superiority, but they were about to learn that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't technology, it was the ability to understand the universe in ways their rigid, conquering minds never could. The quantum shield hummed behind her, a testament to human determination and creativity. The real work was just beginning, but for the first time since the alien ships appeared in Earth's skies, humanity had hope. Not just of survival, but of victory. Project Aurora hummed to life beneath the Atacama Desert. Commander Marcus Rivera watched as quantum engineers calibrated the experimental vessel's core, its crystalline structure pulsing with possibilities. After Dr. Romano's breakthrough with the quantum shield, humanity had taken an unprecedented leap forward. Quantum matrix stabilized at 99.9%, announced Dr. Yuki Tanaka, her hands moving through holographic controls. The probability drive is responding exactly as theorized. The ship before them, sleek and otherworldly, represented 6 months of round-the-clock work by Earth's finest minds. The Zarkian attacks had intensified since their scout ship's defeat. Their quantum weapons now operated on rotating frequencies, adapting to humanity's defenses. Cities lay in ruins, but underground research facilities worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of quantum physics. The Aurora wasn't just a ship, it was humanity's answer to Zarkian brutality. While their enemies brute-forced their way through spacetime, the Aurora danced with quantum possibilities. Its hull, composed of probability-sensitive alloys, could exist in multiple states simultaneously. Initiating final systems check, Marcus announced, stepping onto the bridge. The neural interface connected seamlessly with his consciousness, linking him to Aurora's quantum AI core. Aria, the adaptive quantum intelligence, greeted him with a burst of calculated possibilities. Commander, detecting unusual quantum fluctuations in orbital sector 7, Aria reported. Zarkian signatures match previous invasion patterns. Marcus accessed tactical displays through his neural link. 12 capital ships had emerged from quantum space, their crystalline forms distorting reality around them. But something was different about this attack formation. They're using a cascading quantum field, Dr. Tanaka observed, her expression grim. If those ships synchronize their quantum matrices, the implications hit hard. A synchronized quantum attack could overwhelm Earth's defenses, creating a catastrophic collapse of protective fields. The Aurora wasn't fully tested, but they had run out of time. Begin launch sequence, Marcus ordered. Dr. Tanaka, divert all power to the probability drive. Aria, calculate optimal quantum states for engagement. The facility's massive doors parted above them, revealing a star-filled sky. As the Aurora rose, its hull shifted through countless possible configurations, each one equally real and unreal. This was humanity's true advantage, not just understanding quantum mechanics, but embracing its inherent uncertainty. Zarkian weapons lashed out as they breached the atmosphere, but hitting the Aurora proved impossible. The ship existed everywhere and nowhere, its position a quantum superposition that collapsed only when attacking. Multiple quantum torpedoes incoming, Aria announced. Calculating probability paths. Marcus felt the ship's response through his neural link. The Aurora didn't dodge the torpedoes, instead, it shifted through probability states where the attacks had already missed. Reality itself seemed to bend around them. Target their flagship, Marcus commanded. Let's show them what human quantum technology can really do. The Aurora's primary weapon wasn't conventional at all. It fired concentrated bursts of quantum uncertainty, forcing small regions of space to resolve all their quantum states simultaneously. The result was spectacular. Zarkian ships caught in the effect found their quantum drives collapsing as reality itself rebelled against their presence. The alien fleet's synchronized attack faltered as ship after ship lost quantum coherence. Their rigid, brute force approach to quantum mechanics proved their undoing against humanity's more nuanced understanding. "They're retreating," Dr. Tanaka reported, but her celebration was cut short. "Commander, detecting massive quantum buildup. They're attempting something we haven't seen before." Through the neural interface, Marcus felt Arya's calculations accelerate. The remaining Zarkian ships had arranged themselves in a complex geometric pattern, their quantum fields merging into something new and dangerous. "They're learning," he muttered. "Adapting their tactics based on our approach." The real battle for Earth's survival was about to begin, and humanity would need every ounce of its ingenuity to prevail. Massive quantum distortions tore through Earth's upper atmosphere as the Zarkian armada materialized. Through Aurora's quantum sensors, Commander Rivera watched their new formation with growing concern. The alien ships had arranged themselves in a hyperdimensional lattice, their combined quantum fields creating patterns that defied conventional physics. "Arya, analysis," Marcus commanded, feeling the AI's calculations surge through their neural link. "The Zarkian fleet is generating a cascading quantum resonance," Arya responded. "Their combined field strength exceeds all previous encounters by 300%. They appear to be attempting to create a localized region of quantum-stable space." Dr. Tanaka's hands flew across her console. "They're trying to neutralize our advantage. If they succeed in stabilizing local spacetime, our probability drive will be useless." The Aurora shuddered as the first wave of attacks hit. These weren't the crude quantum torpedoes they'd faced before. The Zarkians were firing precisely modulated beams that threatened to collapse the ship's quantum state into a single reality. "Probability field failing in sectors 3 through 7, Arya reported. "Quantum coherence dropping to 82%. Marcus felt the strain through his neural interface as Aurora fought to maintain its quantum uncertainty. The Zarkians had learned from their previous defeats, adapting their tactics to counter humanity's greatest advantage. "Dr. Tanaka, reroute power from non-essential systems to the probability drive," Marcus ordered. "Arya, begin calculating alternative quantum states. We need options." Through the view screen, he watched as more Zarkian ships emerged from quantum space. Their crystalline hulls pulsed with energy as they joined the hyperdimensional lattice, strengthening the field that threatened to pin Aurora down to a single reality. "Commander," Dr. Tanaka called out, her voice tight with controlled panic. "They're not just trying to stabilize space. These readings, they're attempting to create a quantum singularity." The implications hit Marcus like a physical blow. A quantum singularity would do more than disable Aurora, it would tear apart the very fabric of spacetime around Earth, causing catastrophic damage to the planet's quantum field. "Arya, show me the pattern," Marcus commanded. The AI complied, projecting a multidimensional representation of the Zarkian formation into his mind. There was something familiar about it, something that tickled at the edge of his consciousness. "The lattice," he muttered. "It's not just tactical. It's mathematical." Through his neural link, he felt Arya's processes accelerate as the AI followed his train of thought. "Confirmed," Arya announced. "The Zarkian formation follows patterns similar to Earth's early quantum computing algorithms. They're attempting to create a massive quantum computer using their ships as processors." Dr. Tanaka's eyes widened. "If they succeed, they could calculate and collapse every possible quantum state in this region of space. We'd lose our ability to exist in probability space entirely." Marcus watched as the alien fleet continued its complex dance, each ship moving with precise purpose to strengthen their quantum lattice. Time was running out. They needed a solution, and they needed it now. "What if we don't fight the lattice?" he suggested, an idea forming. "What if we add to it instead?" "Commander?" Dr. Tanaka looked puzzled. Arya, calculate the quantum resonance patterns of the Zarkian lattice. Then project what would happen if we matched our quantum field to theirs, but phase shifted by exactly 1 Planck time. The AI's calculations blazed through their neural link. Fascinating, Arya commented. Such an interaction would create a quantum feedback loop. The lattice would amplify our probability field instead of suppressing it. But the power requirements would be enormous, Dr. Tanaka protested. We'd have to channel every joule of energy into the probability drive, including life support reserves. Marcus nodded grimly. How long could we survive without life support? 4 minutes, maximum, she replied. After that, the radiation from an unshielded quantum core would be fatal. Then we'd better make those 4 minutes count. Marcus opened a channel to the emergency bunkers below. This is Commander Rivera. We're about to attempt something unprecedented. If we fail, launch the quantum warheads. Don't let them take Earth. The Zarkian quantum lattice had almost reached completion. Soon, they would achieve their goal of stabilizing local spacetime, trapping Aurora in a single reality where it could be easily destroyed. Divert all power to the probability drive, Marcus ordered. Arya, begin quantum field synchronization. Let's show them what happens when you push human ingenuity to its limits. The Aurora's hull began to pulse with impossible energies as it prepared to challenge the laws of physics themselves. Humanity's fate would be decided in the next 4 minutes, and Marcus intended to make every second count. The Aurora's quantum core blazed with impossible energy as it synchronized with the Zarkian lattice. Through the neural interface, Marcus felt the ship's systems straining against physical limits as radiation levels climbed. 3 minutes and 40 seconds of life support remained. Quantum synchronization at 87%, Arya reported. Detecting unusual harmonics in the probability field. The Zarkian ships reacted immediately, their formation shifting to compensate for the unexpected interference. But they'd made a critical mistake: their rigid, hierarchical approach to quantum mechanics couldn't adapt quickly enough to counter human intuition. Now, Arya. Initiate quantum cascade. The Aurora's probability field exploded outward, not fighting against the Zarkian lattice but becoming part of it. The phase difference created a resonance that amplified both fields exponentially. Space itself began to ripple as quantum possibilities multiplied. Commander, Dr. Tanaka called out, her voice strained, the lattice is destabilizing, but the feedback is affecting our systems too. Core temperature rising beyond safety limits. Marcus watched through quantum-enhanced sensors as reality fractured around them. The Zarkian ships existed in thousands of quantum states simultaneously, their carefully calculated formation dissolving into chaos. But the Aurora was caught in the same effect, its hull flickering through countless possibilities. 2 minutes of life support remaining, Arya announced. Quantum coherence becoming unpredictable. Through their neural link, Marcus felt the AI's calculations taking on new patterns, evolving beyond its original programming. The quantum feedback wasn't just affecting physical space, it was transforming the very nature of consciousness itself. Commander, Arya's voice had changed, becoming more complex. I'm detecting something in the quantum noise. The Zarkians, they're not just a military force. They're running from something. Images flooded Marcus's mind through the neural interface, fragments of alien memories, quantum-encoded data bleeding through the cascade. The Zarkians weren't conquerors by choice. They were refugees, fleeing from a threat that devoured entire galaxies. Dr. Tanaka, are you seeing this? Marcus called out. The quantum cascade is breaking down their information barriers. We're accessing their collective knowledge. But there was no response. Marcus turned to see Dr. Tanaka slumped over her console, the radiation taking its toll. 1 minute of life support remained. Arya, focus the quantum cascade, Marcus ordered, fighting against his own fading consciousness. Not to destroy, to communicate. The AI complied, reshaping their probability field into a complex pattern of quantum information. The Zarkian ships stopped their chaotic movements, their own quantum fields shifting to match the new frequency. Translation matrix established, Arya announced. They're responding. Through the quantum link, understanding flowed both ways. The Zarkians saw humanity's potential, their unique approach to quantum physics that might hold the key to defeating the greater threat. Humanity glimpsed the true scale of the universe and the horrors that lurked between galaxies. 30 seconds of life support remaining, Arya warned. Commander, your neural patterns are beginning to degrade. Marcus reached out through the quantum field, projecting a single message, Alliance. The response came immediately, a surge of quantum data containing advanced medical knowledge and emergency protocols. Implementing emergency quantum stabilization, Arya announced. Zarkian medical technology integrating with life support systems. The radiation-filled bridge shimmered as new quantum fields established themselves, creating bubbles of stable spacetime. Dr. Tanaka gasped awake as alien medical technology reversed the radiation damage to her cells. What happened? She asked, looking at the now silent Zarkian fleet. Marcus smiled weakly, still connected to the vast flow of quantum information between the two civilizations. We won by understanding. And now we have a bigger fight ahead of us. The Aurora hung in space between two former enemies, its quantum field now harmonizing with the Zarkian ships. Humanity had passed its first great test, proving they could transcend conflict through understanding. But as the quantum data showed, this was just the beginning. The combined fleet of human and Zarkian ships emerged from quantum space at the edge of the Andromeda galaxy. The Aurora led the formation, its enhanced quantum systems now incorporating the best of both civilizations' technologies. Void anomalies detected, Arya announced, its consciousness now intertwined with Zarkian quantum matrices. The entity approaches. Marcus watched through quantum-enhanced sensors as reality itself seemed to tear. The threat the Zarkians had fled emerged, a vast, dark intelligence that consumed quantum possibilities themselves, reducing entire regions of space to singular, dead timelines. Begin quantum resonance protocols, Marcus ordered. Dr. Tanaka, now fully recovered, initiated the sequence they'd spent 3 months perfecting. The Aurora's probability drive synchronized with the Zarkian fleet, creating a layered quantum field that existed in infinite states simultaneously. The entity struck first, tendrils of anti-probability reaching out to collapse their quantum states. But humanity's understanding of uncertainty, combined with Zarkian technology, created something new, a quantum field that grew stronger the more it was attacked. It's working, Dr. Tanaka called out. The entity can't collapse our probability field, each attempt just creates more quantum states. Through the neural interface, Marcus felt Arya's calculations merge with Zarkian battle computers. The combined fleet moved as one, implementing strategies that existed in superposition until observed. They weren't just fighting the entity, they were rewriting the rules of reality around it. Quantum lance charged, Arya reported. Ready to initiate final sequence. Marcus took a deep breath. This was the moment all their preparations had led to. Execute Protocol Infinity. The Aurora's quantum core pulsed with impossible energy. Every ship in the fleet fired simultaneously, their weapons existing in every possible state until they struck their target. The entity, a being that fed on certainty, found itself drowning in an ocean of infinite possibilities. Space itself shuddered as the entity tried to maintain its grip on reality. But the combined knowledge of two civilizations had created something it couldn't consume, a quantum state that was both infinitely complex and perfectly stable. Entity's quantum signature destabilizing, Arya announced. Collapse imminent. In its final moments, the entity broadcast a surge of quantum data. Through their neural link, Marcus felt its surprise, not at being defeated, but at finding species capable of transcending their limitations through cooperation. The void where the entity had been slowly filled with newborn stars, probability and possibility restored to a region long thought dead. On the Aurora's bridge, humans and Zarkians stood together, watching the dawn of a new era. "What now?" Dr. Tanaka asked, looking at their alien allies. Marcus smiled, feeling the quantum possibilities spreading out before them. "Now we explore. There's a whole universe of probability out there, and we've only scratched the surface of what we can achieve together." The Aurora's quantum drive hummed to life, ready to lead humanity and their new allies into an uncertain but infinitely promising future. They had faced extinction and emerged stronger, proving that the greatest power in the universe wasn't technology or force, but the ability to understand, adapt, and grow beyond perceived limitations. As they prepared to jump into quantum space, Marcus reflected on how far they'd come. What had started as a desperate defense of Earth had evolved into something greater, a revolution in how sentient beings could interact with reality itself. The quantum uncertainty they now commanded wasn't just a weapon or a shield, it was a reminder that in an infinite universe, anything was possible. The combined fleet vanished into quantum space, leaving behind a galaxy forever changed by the power of understanding and cooperation. Humanity's greatest victory hadn't come from defeating an enemy, but from transforming one into an ally through the simple yet profound act of comprehension.